In the year 750 BC, there's this guy, his name's Mars. He wants baby, so he gets baby. And he's like, what do I do with the baby? So then his wife's like, I don't know what to do with the baby. And he's like, well, let's have another one, see what happens. So anyway, his mom poops out another one, and then boom, twins. So they're like, now what? And they're like, well, we could throw them on Earth, see what happens. I'm like, okay, so they throw them on Earth. Once the twins arrive on Earth, they're adopted by their new mom, a random wolf, kind of like Mowgli from Jungle Book, you know. Anyways, the mom wolf names them Romulus and Remus. As they grow up, they build a city, and they get into an argument over the name, so severe that they end up killing each other. So, Remus wins. He's about to name the city Reem, but instead he feels guilty, and he renames the city after his dead brother. City, Rome. Rome was settled in the Seven Hills of Italy. The Seven Hills named were Esquiline, Palatine, Aventine, Capitoline, Quirinal, Viminal, Saline. From the year 750 BC to 500 BC, Rome was controlled by kings. First king, Romulus, then Numa Pompilius, then Tulla Hostilius, then Ancus Martus, then Tarquinius Priscus, and then Severus Tullus, then Lucius Tarquinius. Remember him, he's important. Remember that guy I just told you to remember? Yeah, his name was Tarquin. We're just going to call him Tarquin the Proud. Tarquin the Proud was the seventh and the last king of Rome. He'd let his son get away with just about anything. If you come in and say, are you winning, son? And his son wasn't winning, then guess what? You're losing. Anyways, this one time, this one guy named Junius Brutus came in out of nowhere. Tarquin's like, whoa, you just came out of nowhere. And he's like, I know, I want the government. And Tarquin's like, you'll have to fight me for it. So anyway, Junius killed him. And then he made everyone swear an oath that they would never suffer no one man to rule Rome. And this started the Senate. Now, what is the Senate? The Senate is this group of about 300 old dudes who consider themselves Roman lawmakers and to make sure that no much power goes into one person. Now, you might think, wow, 300 people, wow, this is a great government. Everyone must be happy and equal, right? No, you're wrong, because there are many problems with the Senate. There's lots of corruption, bias, and it's just overall morally incorrect. Many people would bribe senators. If you bribed 150 senators, you can help control the law, because guess what? The other half doesn't matter. Here's the part I didn't mention. There are 300 members of the Senate, but there is one senator. He gets the most power out of all of them, but not too much where it's like hacks. Anyways, at one point in time, there was one man in charge of the Senate. His name was Julius Caesar. So while Julius Caesar has all this power, he decides to get together the boys, and there are three members of their secret alliance. There's first, obviously, Julius Caesar. He's a political general, the know-it-all, the nerd of the group. Then there's Crassus. He's the richest man in Rome. This is what he actually looks like, but I like to imagine him as this morbidly obese guy just because it's funny. And then there is Pompey. Pompey, he is the general, rich. He has lots of land, and he gives it all to his soldiers because he has this massive army, and they all want something in common. All three members of the group all want power. Power comes in many different shapes and forms. For Caesar, that's literally being the most powerful man in Rome. For Crassus, that just means being rich. For Pompey, that means having the best army in the world. And if everyone on his army is happy, they will become loyal to Pompey, and they will do whatever he says. And if he has this loyal army of thousands of men, it's going to be hard to stop him. And if Crassus is just a super crazy rich guy, he can bribe anyone to do anything he wants. And if Julius Caesar is literally the president of the hecking world, who's going to stop him? This plan sounds great. It sounds like it could work, and all three of them would be extremely powerful men in Rome. So, Julius, he gets elected for his first term as counselor. Anyways, he's here, and guess what? He only has 1 year to do so much illegal stuff, he gets put on death penalty. So, he does all this illegal stuff, and he gets put on death penalty. And the Senate's like, all right, in like 2 days, we're going to kill you. And he's like, all right, I got to find a way out of this. So, he goes and he becomes a general for 10 years. So he becomes a general. They can't arrest him while he's a general. So he becomes a general, gets this huge army, loyal men, and they set out and they conquer basically all of Europe, most of Eastern Asia, and a little bit of North Africa, most of the known world at the point. While Julius Caesar is on his rampage in Europe, he comes across this one specific city called Alesia. He takes it over. It is a mighty city. All the Gaulics around the area try to take it back and forcibly return what was theirs. So he orders that there be a 10-mile wall across the front and a 14-mile wall in the back. And all the Gaulics raid and try to get past this wall, but they can't. So Julius Caesar sends all of his Romans out, and he kills every single Gallic, slaughtered all of them, and now they're all dead. After that, he's like, I think I know how strong we are. We should take over Rome. After this, Caesar comes back to Rome, and he has this huge army, and he's like, I want the government. The Senate's like, no. So Julius Caesar starts a civil war and forces him to take the council. He becomes the first emperor of Rome. He wasn't actually an emperor. He was more or less of a dictator. Anyways, while he was the dictator, he did lots of things. He ordered around tons of armies to go attack places that they had made treaties to that they were not supposed to attack. Everyone hated Rome. He also did a ton of things like demanding a month be named after him and screwing up everyone's calendars. And anyways, yeah, lots of that stuff happened. He made his daughter marry Pompey, and that's not very cool. After some time, his wife, while sleeping, wakes up in a cold sweat. She wakes up Julius. Julius says, what is it? And she goes, I just had a horrible dream. You being murdered by your senators. And he goes, that's not possible. I trust my senators. I'm going to that meeting tomorrow. She's like, do not go to that meeting tomorrow. I swear, you're going to get murdered or something. So anyway, he goes to the meeting the next day. And yeah, that happens. This was the end of Julius Caesar.